Somewhere, right now, a marriage is ending. It didn't start with the affair. It started months earlier, with a thought nobody else could see. A friendship is about to break. The betrayal isn't the first crack. It's the last one. A man is about to do something he swore he'd never do. Ask him when it started, and he couldn't tell you. It didn't feel like anything at first. Destruction doesn't announce itself. By the time you see it, it's already finished. So ask yourself, if collapse always follows the same invisible sequence, is that a coincidence? Or is something running the same playbook on everyone? Over and over. For centuries, we've been told hell is chaos. Fire without order, rage without a plan. What if that's wrong? What if Scripture describes something far more unsettling than chaos? Not chaos, a kingdom. Start with Jesus. When accused of casting out demons by demonic power, he didn't deny that evil has structure. He used it to make his point. If Satan drives out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then can his kingdom stand? Read that again. Not chaos, not randomness. Kingdom. Something that stands or falls like a government, like a chain of command. Hold that thought. It comes up again. Paul writes to a church obsessed with spiritual power. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against powers of this dark world. Rulers, authorities, powers. That's not a warning. That's an organized chart. Elsewhere, he adds thrones, dominions, ranks stacked on ranks, poetic language, or the most overlooked structure in the entire Bible. Daniel opens a door most people never notice. An angel tells him, "Your prayer was heard on day 1. Then why 21 days to arrive? Because the prince of the Persian kingdom stood in the way, blocked him, resisted him for 3 straight weeks. Not a tantrum, a siege." What else has Scripture been admitting that we've never noticed? It gets stranger. Twice the Bible pulls back a curtain. In Job, Satan doesn't just attack. He appears. He asks. God sets the terms. Everything he has is in your power, but do not touch the man himself. A boundary, a limit, permission that has to be granted. Chaos doesn't ask permission. In 1 Kings, Micaiah describes a courtroom in heaven, a throne, a crowd. A spirit steps forward with a proposal. I will entice him. The plan is approved before it's carried out. A council, a pitch, a vote. Twice the veil lifts. Twice what's behind it isn't disorder. It's a room with a throne in it. Here's where this stops being ancient history. None of this means a demon is behind every bad decision you've made. Scripture never says that, neither will we. But ask anyway. If evil has structure, shouldn't we expect to see that structure in how ordinary people fall? Psychologists with zero interest in demons or Scripture have mapped the same sequence for decades. Resentment doesn't explode, it's rehearsed. Deception doesn't strike first, it minimizes first. Anger doesn't arrive suddenly, it's justified quietly in private, long before anyone sees it. Scripture calls that sequence a kingdom. Psychology calls it a pattern. Wearing 2 names? If they are, that changes everything. A strategy can be predicted, but only by someone who knows it's a strategy. Here's the question this series keeps asking. If hell has a hierarchy, what does it want from you? And how would you know if it already had it? Next episode, the first weapon of division ever used on a human family. The quiet poison that destroyed Cain, consumed a king named Saul, fractured the very first family in history. Why does jealousy always escalate? And how do you stop the pattern before it stops you?